Red states and blue states, but can your America First portfolio see green? This is Inside ETFs, and today we're mixing politics with your portfolio. President Trump's social media empire is storming Wall Street with a bold new play, a lineup of Made America ETFs under the Truth Social Fund's banner. These turn investment strategy into a political statement, doubling down on energy, defence and the red hawk rhetoric of American exceptionalism. But are investors ready to bet their portfolios on their politics? And can patriotism really pay? Let's ask Steve Nims, President of Yorkville America Equities. So Steve, you're at the helm of Truth Social Funds, and political-themed ETFs often grab the headlines but struggle to scale beyond a loyal retail base. So how can you persuade investors that can deliver repeatable, scalable returns?
How we do it is we stick to our knitting. We've created 5 equity-based ETFs that are all rules-based, criteria-driven, and have created an index with market vector so that each one is tracking. Those are very specific. We've chosen those for very specific reasons, and we think over time, if we stick to that criteria, we will be able to deliver superior returns relative to a benchmark.
Well, Truth Social Funds is said to be a rejection of woke mandates, focusing purely on fundamentals. But doesn't that risk prioritising ideology over returns, particularly in big brands like in your American Icons ETF?
Yeah, so to that end, this is not extremism. This is overarching philosophy of America First, onshore, to bring out the best of what America has to offer in technology, both in the new and in the existing old, as you refer to the American Icons. And then there's the next frontier, sort of the alter ego to the American Icons. So we don't aggressively mean to exclude unless we feel that taking such extreme positions can be harmful or detrimental to the overall long-term success of a company. So we think we've played it right down the middle as it relates to the overarching philosophy, and we think over time it'll prove itself to have worked quite nicely.
Well, generally, Truth Social Funds benefit from the national reach of Trump media, but it does raise conflict of interest questions. How do you address concerns when a sitting president is so closely linked to the financial upside?
We have no association there. Our relationship is with Truth Social and the Truth Social clients. The opportunity for Yorkville America as the advisor to these ETFs is to bring the message to the Truth Social, as well as other investors throughout the country, both investors and investment advisors. And as such, there's a complete separation from what the president is doing. We have no involvement there. We stick to our knitting. We run these portfolios, and we communicate with those Truth Social and other investors.
Well, global investors are increasingly questioning US exceptionalism, calling it time to sell America. But does that narrative spell danger for the entire America First investment philosophy?
Everyone's entitled to their opinion about when something is viable and when it should be sold. Over the long period of time, America has done quite well as an investment platform. We want to bring out the best of that investment platform and offer it to the entire world. If folks choose to not invest, that's their prerogative. But here's what we know, and I've been at this since 1990. Money follows performance. And at the end of the day, we just have to do what we're supposed to do and bring out the best in these companies through these portfolios.
Well, let's look closer at your red state REITs ETF. It generates most of its revenue from Republican voting states. Does that tie fund performance to electoral maps? And what happens if voting patterns shift, say in the upcoming midterms?
Yeah, well, the criteria is set 2 out of the 3 last presidential elections. It's given us a diversified portfolio, and given the sort of geography and nature of the states that these opportunities exist in, as you say, red states or Republican states, they have tended to be higher in growth, higher in bringing more population growth to their state. And those are underpinnings that play very nicely in a real estate portfolio. So we're very encouraged by what's happening there.
So finally, Steve, all 5 Truth Social ETFs charge 65 basis points, while comparable funds cost as little as 7 to 13. So what justifies that premium, and why should investors see fees as a drag on performance?
Since we've launched in December, the end of December, to clock performance all of 2026, which we thought was important because anyone who looks up a ticker will see a year-to-date performance number. But as it relates to the fees, we think they're fair in the overall thematic type ETFs. In addition to that, we've had zero issues or complaints or even questions about fees to this point in time. So we're feeling like they're pretty comfortable at these levels. These are not just pure broad beta products. So we think it fits.
That was Steve Nims from Yorkville America Equities. Don't forget, you can watch more videos on Reuters.com.